A message to the divine healers. So I had this dream, like at this point, almost a week and a half ago. And I've been meaning to record a message on it, but for some reason, I just keep getting this feeling, or like every time I plan on recording a message, I get like a phone call or something comes up. And I know, like, to a certain extent, it's just distractions. But for some reason, I'm feeling now that it was happening for a reason. Like, it wasn't necessarily like negative distractions. It was distractions because I was supposed to take the message in a different direction. Normally, when I have a specific dream, I relay the dream and I talk about the message as it pertains specifically to the dream. But I'm feeling like now, like I want to go in a different direction, right? So in the dream, unfortunately, it was about a divine feminine who was dating this masculine who was obsessed with her. Like, I can't even really call it love. He was obsessed with her, right? To the point where he was like, if I can't have you, no one will have you. Now, this masculine, this karmic masculine, was he had a lot of insecurities. Actually, not even a lot. He had one very, very, very specific insecurity, right? That was causing him to really, first of all, it was causing like anger and enragement in him, right? Because his only thought was, if she can't accept this, or if she tells me I'm not good enough because of this one factor, I'm gonna basically unalive this person, right? Which ultimately is what happens in the dream. But like the way the dream unfolded, the insecurity that this divine masculine was worried about, it came out through a very specific way that I really don't even want to get into, right? It came out, and it turns out that it actually wasn't even a problem. It turns out that what this person was so deeply insecure about would not even have been an issue. But it's because of the way that it came out that this karmic masculine knew that the way that everything happened, that this divine feminine was going to leave him. So he was like, okay, well, now she's going to leave me, so now I have to unalive her. And that's what happened in that dream. So the message that I was going to put out originally was going to be like, to my divine healers, right? When you're dating someone who has very, very, very deep-rooted insecurities or deep-rooted trauma, please understand that you cannot heal someone, right, who first of all doesn't feel like they need healing or is not ready to be healed, right? You cannot heal, like you can't heal someone who is not even attempting or making efforts to put in the work for themselves, right? You cannot love someone out of their trauma, right? So just be very careful, because insecurities in both men and women present very, very, very differently, right? With majority of people, I'll say that insecurities present as missed opportunities. It presents as people running away. It presents in avoidant behavior styles, avoidant, I guess, personality styles, that would be more. But for some, insecurities can present in anger and enragement. And it tends to be more with like men. Like a lot of times when you hear like these men that are like going on all these rants about there are no more good women, or these women aren't worth this, or do this and that, a lot of that anger is like deep rooted insecurities, or it's trauma from like either childhood or past failed relationships that this person has not properly processed, and it's just being displayed as like this like enragement, right? And you have to really, really, really be careful with that, because sometimes, and then like really deep down, some of these people really aren't bad people. People need to understand that they have to deal with their insecurities, and they have to heal their traumas. You just have to, right? Do it when you're ready though. But at some point it needs to be done, because otherwise you're going to keep going through these cycles, and you're going to continue to feel like it's the people around you. You're going to continue to feel like it's everybody else. And like, I don't really understand how people don't pick up on the pattern, right? Because especially for the people that are my age and up, if you've had continuous failed relationships, right, after a certain point, after you get to your 30s, after a certain point, you have to realize that you are the common denominator. So it's either something that you need to heal, something that you need to work on, or you do need to choose better. And I typically don't really care for when people say that, like, oh, it's your fault, you're in your situation because you should have chose better. To a certain extent, it's true. But I feel like when some people use that, they're using it more as like rhetoric. They're using it as a means to like put people down because of things that they've been through. Because we have to acknowledge that you have some people who put on a very good front, right? Some people who wear a very good mask to make you think that they are someone who they truly are not. So like that happens a lot too. But when you find yourself continuously going through having the same outcome in your relationships, or not even just relationships, in life in general, when you find yourself consistently having the same outcomes in different scenarios, then at some point you have to acknowledge that it's something that you're doing, right? And there's something there that you need to heal. But I kind of like don't even really want to get all the way into that, or maybe I'll get a little bit more into that at another time, because the message that I'm getting now, there's been like, I've posted like a few videos about people having like multiple people in your energy. And this is specifically when it comes to the divine feminines, my ladies, right? Specifically, I'm talking about gender now, not energies. This specifically is for people from your past returning, right? This is not like for the people who have new love coming in. This is specifically for people from your past. And I kind of shudder at times of relaying these type of messages, because I always want to be careful in what I say, because everybody's scenario is going to be different, right? Not everyone's situation is going to be the same. You'll have some people from your past are returning, but these people are returning unhealed. They might, and now that we're older, right? Especially if you're someone who it's been years since you've been in no contact with these individuals for a matter of years. With age, people tend to mature. So they may come back and present as being a more mature, a more healed version of themselves, but really it's just a facade, because as they've gotten older, they've gotten smarter, they've gotten craftier, right? So they're now better able to hide their, let's call it toxic tactics, right? But anyways, this specific message is going to be for someone who you have two people from your past coming back, but one of them actually is healed, right? One of them actually is healed. And I don't know why I keep getting like, because I did one message where it was like a king of cups, I can't remember if it was cups, air, and fire, or if it was cups. I know it was cups because I know water sign was one of them. I can't remember if it was cups, air, and fire, or cups, air, and earth, right? But either way, I just want to focus now on the King of Wands, and the King of Cups, right? But I keep getting this strong message, because like when we're talking about energies here, sometimes like when readers do videos and they're talking about like King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Air, King of Swords, or King of Pentacles, a lot of times we tend to associate that with people's zodiac signs, right? Where let's say if you're dealing with two individuals and one is like a Capricorn, and I say Capricorn because I absolutely love Capricorns, and let's say the other one is like an Aquarius, and if someone's doing a video where they're like, oh, you have this King of Pentacles and this King of Swords, people will naturally associate the Aquarius with the King of Swords and the Capricorn with the King of Pentacles. But like for this specific message, I'm getting there's a King of Cups and there's a King of Wands, but I'm getting in the 3D, the person who represents the King of Wands is actually a water sign. Like their sun sign, zodiac sign is actually a water sign. They are a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, right? And then I'm getting the King of Cups. Their sun sign is actually a fire sign, a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, right? But there's like this strong energy of there being two people from your past that are coming back, and one of them is healed. One of them is coming back and is healed. The other one still needs to heal. But there's like this heavy feeling of confusion, because there was one dream that I had where I think I just did a short about it, where I was like, there was a divine feminine and there were two divine masculines, two masculines, right? And both of them are divine. Just one of them needs to heal, right? Where there were two divine masculines and both of them are wanting to take you on a trip. Like both of them are wanting to take you on a romantic getaway. One of them is wanting to go, like, I think it was like a cabin trip to like the mountains and the lake. The other one was wanting to like take you on a trip overseas, right? But both of them were wanting to take you on a trip. And I mean, it may be different for different people. For some people, it may be the King of Cups is the healed version in your scenario. And for others, it may be the King of Wands. But regardless, I'm getting this strong energy of there being so much confusion, because you can't tell, or you're having a hard time distinguishing which one is actually healed, right? And I'm getting like, pay attention, especially if you're a dreamer. If you are a dreamer, right? Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Because for someone, I'm getting like, one of them showed up in your dreams and was like, and saved your life. One of them showed up in your dreams and literally this person saved your life. One of them shows up in your dreams and is like constantly asking for you back. The other one is showing up in your dreams and they're showing up in your dreams and like, they have like this good guy facade on, but then at the same time, they're showing up in your dreams and either you are getting irritated with the things that they're doing, or they're in the dreams, they are becoming irritated with you for certain reasons, right? Like because there was like one dream that I had where there was this divine feminine and she was dating this masculine, and they were talking, they were in like let's call it like I heard someone say this recently, like a friend say this recently, the evaluation stage. And I was like, I thought that I loved it, because they were like, well, I don't want to say that because I want to make it seem like I'm putting her through a test. And I was like, no. I said, well, probably like not say it like that to the person. But I said, if the person is mature, then they'll understand where you're coming from. That it's not that you're testing them, but most definitely, like, we need to go through an evaluation period. Like, at this point in time, nobody should be jumping into, like, now for my younger viewers, you know, you're still young, you have time. I'm not telling you to go out and jump into relationships, but I understand that, like, for the younger generations, it happens. For my more mature audience, like, we are definitely at the age where we shouldn't just be jumping into anything just because it looks good, right? Just because it looks nice, and just because, like, on paper, you know, everything looks nice. We definitely need to be going through an evaluation period. So I actually loved that person's, I loved his outlook on that, right? But I'm getting, like, for someone, one of the two, this is, like, specifically for if you're a dreamer. If you're not a dreamer, this is either for someone who specifically, like, you see a lot in your dreams, or this is for someone you're actually, like, dating, or both of these people have already come back and this is what you're experiencing in real life. If one of them is moving a little bit slower and maybe, like, you're the one that's a little bit irritated, I'm getting, like, that's actually the one that's for you. But let's say, like, the other one is trying to move too fast and you're slowing things down, and that person is getting irritated because you're not moving fast enough. And I know it sounds kind of like, what do you call that? Like, hypocritical, right? Because it's like you're upset because the other one is moving too slow, and now the other one is upset because you're not moving fast enough. I know it seems hypocritical, but at the same time, like, you know what you're ready for, right? But I'm getting, like, either you dreamt this or this is actually happening, where one of them is getting irritated because you're moving too slow for them, right? And I don't know why, but, like, the whole feeling of confusion and this divine feminine trying to decipher which one is actually her healed divine counterpart and which one is the unhealed divine masculine is really, it's not irritating, but it's like frustrating a bit, right? Because there's, like, this underlying message of, if you choose wrong, you're gonna miss out on this opportunity, right? So between these two masculines, if you choose and even, like, it would obviously be unintentional, right? But if you were to choose the unhealed masculine, it's just going to result in more wasted time. It's going to result in missed opportunities for you of things that, you know, that were supposed to be coming into your life. And it's just going to result in you, like, having to go back to the drawing board, start all over again, right? But, like, the biggest, like, kind of the most upsetting, I guess, aspect is that if you choose wrong, it's going to result in you losing your opportunity with the one that you were actually supposed to be with, right? So I'm getting, like, if you have multiple suitors at this time, take your time. Like, do not make a decision until you are absolutely sure. And if you are someone where you see a lot in your dreams, I'm getting, like, look to your dreams for the answer. Look to your dreams for the answer. Look at how, and not just, like, the overall dream. Look at like some of the small, because sometimes I feel like it's in the details, right? Look at in your dreams of how you are acting and how you are responding to both of these individuals as things are happening, right? Look in your dreams as to how these individuals are acting and responding towards you, right? And also in real life, look at how these individuals are acting and responding towards you. Because I'm getting, for someone, the one that's moving too slow, is actually, like, something about the fact that this person is moving too slow is, like, turning you off, right? And it's making you feel like maybe this person is playing games. And like I said, everyone's situation is different. Everyone's situation is not going to be the same. So for some of you, maybe this person is, especially if the person that's moving too slow is, like, entertaining other options, right? Especially if they're, like, telling you, like, oh, I'm seeing this person, or I'm, you know, this or that. Like, they might be, because, like I said, for everyone, it's going to be different. For some people, it's going to be the King of Cups that is your divine counterpart. For others, it's going to be like that King of Wands, right? Everyone's situation is not going to be exactly the same. But for someone, I'm getting the one that's actually healed is moving slow because of the fact that they're healed, right? And the one that's actually healed is moving slow because they are putting you through this evaluation period to make sure, because they don't, like, just like you don't want to make the wrong decision, that person doesn't want to make the wrong decision, because that person understands that if they choose wrong, it's going to result in setbacks for them, regardless of how minor or how catastrophic. It's going to result in setbacks for them. So that person is taking their time so that they make sure that they don't choose wrong as well, right? So, like, please pay attention to that. But also, if the person who's moving too slow is dealing with multiple other people, like, pay attention to that too. But I keep getting this strong energy of, like, confusion, and also this strong energy of, like, a divine feminine who just really, really, really wants her divine counterpart. But don't allow, I don't want to call it desperation, but don't allow, like, what do you call that? Like you wanting something right here and right now. Don't allow impatience. Thank you, Spirit. Do not allow impatience to cause you to make the wrong choice. Because if you do, your actual healed divine counterpart, he's not coming. Like I'm getting, like, if you get it wrong this time, there will not be another. If you get it wrong this time, there will not be another, because he's going to look at it as, this person is not healed, they are not my divine counterpart, and I basically just dodged a bullet, and they are going to go on and find someone else, and that person is going to live your happily ever after, right? But of course it won't be your happily ever after, because this is definitely a divine feminine who you have. Because what is that? Like this divine feminine is the gift that keeps on giving, right? So if you're having dreams where anytime you're in a relationship, like good things are happening, like you guys are like buying a home and you're coming into like all kind of success, and if you want children, you're having dreams where you guys are having children, like like everything that you want is coming into fruition, right? It's because you are highly blessed, right? You are highly favored. And when you come into this union with this divine masculine that is also highly blessed and highly favored, your entire union is going to be blessed and favored, right? But it's only going to come into fruition when you guys come together. None of that is going to happen if you choose wrong. I don't want to, like, because I always shudder about saying things that, like, not necessarily scare anyone, but I want to be careful that I don't say anything that may directly impact how someone may, because like a lot of people when they watch tarot, they're doing it for specific answers, right? Except for the people who sit around and watch tarot about your ex's life is falling apart. You just need something better to do with your time. But for a lot of people who watch like relationship tarot, a lot of people do that because they want clarity, or they want help with making answers, or they want help with trying to figure out what they need to do with whatever situation they currently find themselves in. And you also have to be careful with that, right? But at the same time, recognize that no matter what a reader online says, when people are doing general readings for the collective, you have to learn how to take what resonates and leave the rest. If you watch a collective reading and take that information and go running with it and make the wrong choice, understand that it's not that reader's fault. That is, you have to take accountability for your own actions. Because I've even seen one reader say that, oh, readers, you will be held responsible if you give out the bad advice or the wrong advice. To a certain extent, yes. If you get on here and you deliberately give out the wrong message, absolutely, yes, you will be held accountable for that, because you're supposed to be above that, right? But if you go out here and you give a general message, either based off a dream or based off your oracle or tarot cards, or just based off your own intuition or any strong feelings or inclinations that you're getting, if somebody listens to your message and takes it and runs with it and alters their whole life on it, you are not held responsible for that, because people have to learn how to take some accountability for their own actions. People have to learn how to take accountability for their own life. An online tarot reader who has never spoken, met, or at any point interacted with you in person is not responsible for the choices that you have made for your life. I need people to understand that, right? So please be careful about listening to love reading videos and making life altering decisions based off what someone says, because you will have a lot of tarot readers who, when they're giving readings, it'll be about specific things that are going on in their life, right? So like, make sure you're careful, because I remember I was watching one video, and this is like a younger tarot reader, because she one of her titles is kind of like caught my attention, so I was like, I'm gonna listen to this and see what she has to say. And I remember in the video she mentioned something about like, oh, this is like a divine feminine who, like, you do music, you have music heavy in your blood, like, go ahead and drop that song, go ahead and drop that album. And then she keeps talking, and then at the end she goes, oh yeah, my new song is dropping soon, album on Spotify or whatever. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, sometimes, especially when tarot readers are giving readings and they're like, oh yeah, because I know I went through a situation with this and XYZ, and the situation that they're explaining to you that they've been through aligns exactly with the reading that they're giving you, they're actually reading themselves. They are posting these videos, they are calling it a collective reading, and they are posting these as collective readings for the public, right, for the collective, but they are actually really reading themselves, right? And if your storyline or if your particular situation happens to align with that, then it may be helpful for you to hear how they got through it. But be careful about aligning yourself too much with the specific details, because this person is reading their own story. They're not reading yours, right? So I just want to make sure, like, I'm careful about what I say and I'm intentional about what I say. But mind you that, like, because the dreams keep changing, like none of my dreams are like exactly the same. In some scenarios, the person who comes back is not healed and spirit is like, run, you know what I mean? Like, and then in other scenarios, the person that comes back is healed, but because of things that divine feminine and this person has been through in the past, divine feminine is like, I don't know, like, I don't know if I can trust this person. I don't know, but really this person is coming back a more healed version of themselves, right? So you just kind of have to know your situation. You kind of have to know, you have to you know, take what resonates and leave the rest, right? But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end this here. But because this is like not at all what the dream was about, but this definitely is a message that's like heavy on my mind at this time, right? Take your time, divine feminine. If you are a divine feminine that has multiple suitors, right, specifically for the ones from your past who are returning, take your time and choose wisely, divine feminine, because you may not get this opportunity again. Anyways, if you made it this far, as always, thank you for listening. Bye.